From the gold rush to the silver screen to Silicon Valley. Generations of dreamers have come to California in search of a new beginning. In September 2011, the Walter Pyramid in Long Beach, California, will serve as a launching pad for another batch of dreamers, a rebirth of sorts for the ancient art of 8 limbs, the sport of Muay Thai. Here, the biggest spectacle in the history of this lethal martial art will take place in just a few days.
I've never known a card like it.
A card like this, of this caliber, it's really exciting.
I'm very excited. I'm very excited to see the cream of the crop of the best in Muay Thai.
It will be the historic inauguration of the Muay Thai Premier League. The league has drawn together the 40 top fighters from around the world to face off against each other in a global tournament that will last 8 months.
This is a big dream and a big opportunity for all of us to push our sport further.
From main event down.
At the end, the undisputed champions of each weight division will be crowned on the most prominent stage the sport has ever seen.
To get to the end of it would be amazing, and it's a whole new world from there.
It's the best of the best.
It's like a dream come true. I really have the chance and the opportunity to prove that I'm the best in the world.
We follow these warriors as they come to America to begin a globe-trotting journey that will test them more fiercely than anything they have previously done. The process promises to transform their fighting lives and their combat sport.
It's gonna be a buffalo fight, like boom, boom, boom.
And buckets of blood.
Under the surface and behind the scenes, from Long Beach, California, we give you an in-depth look at the birth of the Muay Thai Premier League. We take you into the fire. The week of the MPL's debut, fighters from around the world arrive in Long Beach. Never has so much Muay Thai talent congregated in one city to fight on one card. For many of them, it is a first visit to the United States.
It's a dream to come to America.
It's a beautiful country. The people are a little bit loud, but it's like in the movies, it's okay.
It's our first time in Los Angeles. I'm already like it.
The event will feature Buakaw, perhaps the sport's most famous and feared name, as well as established champions such as Nathan Carnage Corbett, Julie Kitchen, the queen of Muay Thai, and America's inspirational one-arm champion, Baxter Humby. But alongside the living legends, the MPL's first fight also features younger contenders who are still working to establish themselves among the world's elite, such as Valentina Shevchenko from Peru or Simon Marcus from Canada.
I'm hungry, you know? Hungry. When you're hungry, you know, it's like asking a dog what motivates you to go get food. Or you see a lion, what motivates you? They're hungry. They want it. They want to win. You know, I want this more than anything. So being in the ring, the fighting is at the same time, it's the hardest part, but it's not the hardest part. You know, the preparation, the whole journey is so difficult. To be champion, to be the best, you know, you have to already have set in your mind that you're going to go through certain things, and you have to challenge yourself. Can you do it?
The ring offers no excuses and no place to hide for any of the fighters. An off day or even a momentary lapse of concentration can mean a knockout or an injury, and everyone can see it. While younger fighters are hungry to prove themselves worthy, more established fighters feel no less pressure. Buakaw, with 198 victories to his name already, will be the center of everyone's attention in Long Beach.
ครับถ้าตัวผมคิดว่าดีเพราะว่าหนึ่งมันก็เป็นมวยไทยขนาดแท้ของไทยจริงๆด้วยครับแล้วก็เป็นศิลปะมวยไทยซึ่งมาจัดในต่างประเทศแต่ไม่ได้จัดที่เมืองไทยแต่จัดไปต่างประเทศคือเป็นมวยไทยเต็มรูปแบบก็คือเท่ากับเป็นมวยไทยผมคิดว่าดีมากเลยครับ
For the legends, nothing less than total domination of their opponents will be considered adequate. Australian Nathan Corbett, known to fans as Carnage, has won multiple championships. At age 31, he has won 53 fights, 43 of them by knockout, and has lost only twice in his career.
There is that building pressure that, you sort of have to live up to it each time. You got to bring the carnage, you got to knock someone out with an elbow, you've got to win. But the pressure to always be in the spotlight, can be difficult. But, if you want to be a champion, you got to stand out.
34-year-old British fighter Julie Kitchen, a 13-time world champion, is in a similar position.
I'm ranked #1 in the world, so I'm sure I'm the favourite, but I've got to go in and just show what I'm made of against the up-and-coming girls.
The profession and lifestyle of Muay Thai does not exclude women. In fact, some of the most skilled fighters are represented here in the MPL's female division. The event's official activities kick off with a press conference.
Welcome to the launch of Muay Thai Premier League. Now this will be the biggest event ever to be staged in the history of Muay Thai.
On the end, there can be only 5 champions. But for us, you're all champions already because you are part of history.
The MPL and its media coverage is set to launch Muay Thai Forward.
And I'm so honored to be a part of this inaugural event. It's one of the biggest Muay Thai fights ever, and I get to be a part of it.
To arrive at this destination, the fighters have taken very different routes. Just as the MPL is reinventing the life of the sport, some fighters tell stories of personal transformation. Some were saved from trouble by taking up Muay Thai.
I started Muay Thai because of my criminal career. I had the choice to going for a long time to jail or doing something useful.
I got kicked out of mainstream school and went to a naughty boys school. And then I started going to the gym in Darlington. I realized there was another world, a better world that I could make for myself.
I had been kicked out of school, so I was getting in trouble fighting. And fighting is something I always like to do. So I went to the gym, I tried it, and it tore me up. The workout was so hard. I was kind of not sure what path I wanted to go in my life, but one thing I knew that I wanted to continue my Muay Thai training as a means of discipline.
Others came to it originally looking for fitness.
I didn't start Muay Thai until actually I had my children, and my dad, I think it was like 2 years down the line, he said, "Oh, you're still holding your baby weight. We'll do some babysitting for you if you want to go along to the classes."
For some, it has been a lifelong passion. Buakaw, like many Thai fighters, began fighting as a child, moving into a gym at age 10. Across the world in Peru, Valentina Shevchenko began early as well.
I started to train in Muay Thai when I had 5 years old. My mom, she decided that her daughters, I have one sister, older, she is also a world champion, and she decides that her daughters will do sport Muay Thai.
But from different backgrounds and different corners of the world, they have arrived here together, united by a sport that has offered them discipline and meaning.
When you learn it, when you do the technique, when you work out hard, you see yourself getting stronger, you see your technique getting better, and you realize, this works.
For me, Muay Thai is not just sport, it's my life.
After a full day in California, the MPL fighters have had a chance to become acclimatized to their American surroundings.
We're 8 hours behind here, so I'm feeling a little bit sleepy.
American food is fat and a lot. I mean, if you go walk on the street, you see it, why people are so fat. I mean, you go to 7-Eleven, you buy a Gatorade, the Gatorade is 2 liters.
But today, like every day, they are focused on training. Indeed, while a fighter's career is shaped by a few minutes in the ring every few months, their lives are defined largely by training. Hour after hour in the gym every day, they relentlessly condition their bodies and discipline their minds.
Training is brutal. It's, 3 to 4 hours a day, 6 days a week.
In Long Beach, 3 different public training sessions have been set up so that the fighters may sharpen their weapons in advance of the biggest fight of their lives.
I train every day, many workouts to do clinch, fights.
You go run in the morning, 10 kilometers, come back, make some pads, bag, clinch, exercise, and about 9:30 finish, go eat, sleep.
And I'm really religious in what I'm eating, when I'm running, when I'm training.
It's also about discipline. You're learning also something about yourself.
I'm doing more short and explosive power training.
Thousands of sit-ups, thousands of push-ups, squats, kick-ups, movement, flexibility, and then the second hour we work on our technique to sharpen our weapon.
It's also a chance for the fans of the sport to get up close and personal with their icons.
Yeah, he was clean, man. He was so flat back. I was going back then, just went forward. Boom, boom.
Alongside of just fighting in the ring is to be a role model and to be a spokesperson and to be, an image of such that people respect, that people will to look up to, that we're not just a fighter, we're good people as well.
All right, cool, man. Thanks, man. It's a pleasure to talk to you. Yeah, definitely.
Buakaw is, as expected, a crowd favorite.
จริงๆแล้วก็ได้เพิ่งได้มาสัมผัสกับแฟนคลับซึ่งเป็นแฟนคลับนักมวยครับก็เป็นครั้งแรกเหมือนกันแต่ก็รู้สึกอบอุ่นดีเพราะว่าเราก็เพิ่งได้มาพบปะเป็นครั้งแรกเหมือนกันครับ
At one point, he sequesters himself in a makeshift cage at one gym, the better to perform for the public.
You wanna fight? Hey! Come on! Come on!
These sessions are a much-needed chance for the American public to interact with champions. But it isn't just the fans who are excited by the opportunity.
Every day is a learning experience. I'm watching these guys, I listen to what they say, I look at how they train, and I'm a student of the game. I'm always trying to learn. So every day I'm seeing what makes each person special.
It's not every sport that would see opponents training together in the same gym. But Muay Thai has a long tradition of respect for the self, for tradition, and for fellow competitors.
In MMA, they go in the ring, in the press conference, they beating each other, they spit on each other, they not show respect to each other. And in Muay Thai, it's completely different. Here you see, we are like a family. I come here, and straight away, the coach of the German team come to me and say, hey, you don't have trainer here, don't worry. I can hold pads for you.
The beauty of it is we all fight hard, but we still respect each other, We fight, we all have to train hard. You can feel it if you're in a room with other fighters. We understand each other because we know what we have to do for the sport, how little we get paid, if you compare it to a football player. But we have the respect for each other and the discipline, so that's Muay Thai.
The fighters are eager to get down to business.
How tall are you?
178 centimeters.
And titles or achievements that I should mention? 13-time world champion.
But before they will be allowed to fight in the state of California, they must go through a series of formalities that are among the most rigid in the world.
For those of you who have not fought in California before, it is a little bit different, like you guys seen with the medicals. If you can fight in California, basically, medically, you can fight anywhere in the world.
Welcome to the weigh-in finally here. My name is Chris Gregory. Once again, I'm your ring announcer for the event.
Since arriving in Long Beach, the fighters have had a chance to meet their opponents. But here, at the official weigh-in, they stand face-to-face and consider the battle that's only a day away.
Monteiro, 146.5.
I'm stronger than him, more aggressive than him, my technique's better, and I think I'm going to come out #1 on top.
Next up is David Ketchlik and Artem Levin, 178 Levin, 178. Next up is our super fight, Zidov, Akuma, and Baxter Humby, 151.5. Thank you, gentlemen. Martina Jindrova and Julie Kitchen.
She's had more fights than me. I believe she's had like 61. Really good record of wins. She normally fights at a higher weight as well, so she's dropping weight down. So I'm sure she'll have the strength, but I look forward to fighting her.
Next up, I need Nieky Holzken versus Marco Pique.
Nieky Holzken and Marco Pique have met in the ring before. In a very close fight that was favoring Marco, Nieky Holzken scored a knockout with only 5 seconds left in the match. Tensions between the fighters continue to build as the long-awaited rematch approaches.
So he has to look out for me.
So anything you'd like to say to him?
Yeah, you go again and knock out.
He's trained really hard as well.
Yeah, me too.
Doing a lot of things. That's all you have to say to him?
Yeah.
Watch out.
Yeah, watch out. I knock you out again.
This time it's going to be a harder match. He's going to lose. That's it.
Thank you, gentlemen. 181, Vakhitov and Simon Marcus.
We've met before. Very difficult fight. He's a strong opponent from Russia.
210, Ron, 210.
I know Nathan Corbett, it's a great fighter. It's a big name.
So I've just had to Google him, you know, and go on YouTube like we all do and go, Thomas Haran, boom, okay, have a look.
Our main event, the WMC Junior Middleweight Championship of the World, Warren Stevelsmans and Buakaw.
He's a good fighter. Yeah, one of the greatest fighters. I'm gonna beat him. I'm a master too.
Well, that concludes our weigh-in. See you tomorrow.
There are days in every person's life that they remember forever. Turning points, defining moments, days that make history. For the MPL's fighters and for their sport, this is one of those days. After a lifetime of sweat and blood, tears and toil, these men and women are ready to step into the gaze of the world and demonstrate why they are the best at what they do. For the Muay Thai Premier League, 2 years of preparation and planning are about to pay off. And the ancient art of Muay Thai is about to find itself, at last, in the global spotlight. This is the day of the largest event in Muay Thai history, when America will witness the birth of the Muay Thai Premier League. It is Fight Day in Long Beach.
This is your time to shine. Put on a good show, and the world's gonna love you. Come over here where you can hear the rules, guys. All fighters, all fighters.
Officials from the California State Athletic Commission gather the fighters for a last-minute emphasis of the rules
You can do full Muay Thai rule, like you can do
and some minor clarifications.
Yes?
The participants must submit randomly to further strict monitoring procedures by officials, including drug testing.
Okay, Buakaw, you gotta fill up this whole thing. I need a lot.
Okay. Maybe 10 minutes, okay? Okay. 10 minutes. เริ่มปวดแล้ว 10 minutes.
He lives in Thailand?
Thank
you. Do you know the one Tiger Muay Thai?
ต่อยมวยครั้งแรกที่นี่เอาไป
He's
หมดแล้ว
not the LP.
The wrapping of hands is closely observed to ensure no foreign objects find their way into the combatants' gloves.
You got where's your necklace, Julie? Right here?
Yes.
Yeah. All this room back there is yours, Coach.
All right.
And then the fighters prepare, each in their own way. Some meditate, others laugh, some stretch, while others practice footwork. Some prefer to be alone with their thoughts, while others confer with their coaches. They get there by different routes, but each fighter hopes to arrive at the same destination: victory. After years of training, their bodies are finally conditioned to act and react instantaneously. The job now is to enter a state of complete mental and physical focus.
Welcome to a very special event. Tonight marks the launch of the Muay Thai Premier League. Muay Thai is all action, ladies and gentlemen, and tonight we launch with 11 incredible fights.
It's time for Muay Thai!
It all comes down to this moment.
Be clever. Yeah. Use your brains. Be the genius you can be, yeah?
For 3 rounds, the entire world consists of a 24 by 24 foot square. A lifetime of effort is distilled into a few minutes of explosive violence.
Enjoy it, yeah?
They say that for every fighter, there is one fight that can alter the direction of their entire career. For these MPL fighters, that moment has arrived.
Let's go.
It was a good night at the office.
Yeah, I would say it was a war. He hurt me, I hurt him.
At the conclusion of this historic day, some combatants are left to nurse their wounds, nurture their spirits, and look ahead to future redemption later in the MPL season.
I caught him a couple of times, but they're very difficult to hit.
For others, there is the elation of victory, made all the sweeter because it came during such an historic event.
ก็เขาก็ถือว่าเขาก็เป็นนักมวยที่แข็งแกร่งคนหนึ่งครับผมก็เขาก็เป็นมีฝีมือแต่ว่าเราเตรียมตัวมาดีแล้วก็เป็นภาชนะ
But for all of them, there is the fellowship of Muay Thai. It is a tradition of discipline and mutual respect that stretches back into antiquity, a tradition whose future appears stronger than ever. At the end of this historic day, the fighters reflect and let their bodies recover. For Muay Thai fans everywhere, this has been a most memorable series of contests, and it is only the beginning.
We thoroughly enjoyed the Muay Thai show tonight, and we look forward, like we always do, to the next one.